Yo, what's up? This is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest and nothing but being brutally honest coming at ya with a live stream. So, this is what's going to happen. This is the plan. So, going forward, catch me on every Saturday videos on the NFC West Roundtable. I will have the AZ Cardinals fan, or wait a minute, the AZ Sports fan. That's gonna be him, and then it's gonna be like a Ram showcase and that Steezy A. Smith, another guy. So that's pretty much like the NFC West division fans. So they were looking for a 49er fan, and I just happened to be in the situation to where it was unexpected. Like I didn't even know they were gonna run a thing. I was trying to establish an NFC West Coast type of group, but just didn't happen. So let me give you my honest opinion about the 49ers news, okay? I think there's been frictions between the front office and Kyle Shanahan. From what I'm hearing, there's been talks that Shanahan wants Mac Jones. And there's been discussions that John Lynch wants Trey Lance. I don't know if it's true or false. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. There's been talks about they're going to keep Jimmy Garoppolo. But for how long? Are you going to keep this guy to be your bridge quarterback? That's been the question. But at this point, you need a bridge quarterback, even though he's pretty expensive, expensive as hell. But you got to do what you got to do to win games. So there's just been a lot of stuff going on with talks about Mac Jones being that guy. And then there's been talks about Trey Lance. Like, what are they trying to do to convince the front office? They're trying to convince Kyle Shanahan to change his mind. So I don't know if it's true or false. We'll find out on draft day. That's all I can say. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to give you brutally honest and nothing but being brutally honest. So that's what I want to do. I think the media is just throwing a lot of stuff out there. It's just full of it, full of it. I get the part that we moved up to the number 3 spot. I get that part. But what I don't understand is you're going to have people disagree with everything, If Shanahan wants a certain somebody on his team, of course he's going to have a saying. John Lynch is a general manager. He just picks on who he wants, but he doesn't have the saying, Kyle Shanahan does. So at the end of the day, if John Lynch gets his guy, it's pretty much on the line. His job will be on the line. So let's say if Kyle Shanahan rolls the dice and goes with John Lynch's gut feeling, if he does go with Trey Lance, that's a gamble. But if Shanahan goes with Mac Jones, that's a gamble for him. So either way, whether we get Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones, it's going to determine our future. So a healthy 49ers team does make a difference in the division, but it's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better lately, Like the Rams, for example, the Rams, they've been aggressive. They've been looking to improve a lot on offense. Matthew Stafford is going to make them better as an accurate thrower. He's a better passer than Jared Goff. But he can't stay healthy, but he does make a difference for the Rams. Their defense is still good. Then you got the Seattle Seahawks. They're looking to be aggressive. They're looking to improve. But they're still the team to beat despite Russell Wilson on the team. I mean, even with a terrible defense, Russell Wilson takes them all the way. So even with a terrible offensive alignment and a god-awful defense, they still are the team to beat. Then you got the Arizona Cardinals, a team that's rising up and actually can surprise people. Last year, they should have been in the playoffs, but some reason they just struggle and didn't play up to their potential. They didn't play up to their potential to where they should have been, Beginning of the season, they were looking hot. And then when it became to the end of the season, they started showing signs of falling apart. And that's been the issue with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, you got DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best receivers in the game. You pretty much put your offense. I mean, I would have thought maybe with a solid defense, a decent defense. You guys had okay defense, but I guess for some reason, Kyler Murray was inconsistent. So that was the downfall of the Cardinals, was not finishing strong on December. You know, they were showing signs of slowing down and falling apart. So that's where it leans to my team. Okay, like sure, we did finish last in our division. Sure, a lot of injuries played a factor, but that's no excuse. We were able to manage to win 6 games with majority of our backups. Hell, third strings, practice squads, you name it. We won 6 games with those guys. So it kind of determines our future, whether we're going to go with a traditional pocket passer or a mobile quarterback. That's going to be answer on draft day. So as far as the future of my channel, you'll catch me tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Catch me at the AZ Sports Fan live stream, the NFC West Roundtable. We're going to have discussions of the NFC West. So if you guys want to catch me over there, you guys want to see me, go by the live stream on the AZ Sports Fans live stream at 3 p.m. and go watch the NFC West Roundtable show. I'm going to be the representative of the 49ers, and he's going to have a Seattle Seahawks fan and a Rams fan and his own self as a Cardinals fan. So you're gonna see nothing but NFC West talk. Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, my dude? Huge shout out to you, Drew. So that's what's gonna happen. So be sure to check out that channel. Actually, his channel's pretty good. I mean, he's already hitting up like 1,000 views or maybe 2 or 4K a view on his video. Yeah. Do you think you will get Justin Fields? That's a good question. Are we going to get him? Because it depends on Shanahan. It depends on the front office. It depends on how they feel about Justin Fields. I mean, it's kind of leaning towards Mac Jones in a way because Shanahan likes pocket passers. I don't think he's ever kind of like lived with the mistake with RG3. I think RG3 kind of situation has been haunting him for a while. So my guess is as good as yours. I don't know. I think it depends on who Shanahan wants, and I think it's Mac Jones. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, but I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is the pick because if you want to build your team and you want to have a guy that Shanahan can trust and the guy will do exactly what Shanahan tells you, of course he's going to pick somebody like Mac Jones. It's already kind of been thrown out there. I don't know if we're going to get Trey Lance or Justin Fields. And I'm not even a fan of Mac Jones, and I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100%. I just think we're going to get Mac Jones. And I just don't want it to be like an issue. Like I just don't want to rub it to you guys or say I told you so, but I just have a gut feeling it is going to be Mac Jones. I just think it is because Shanahan doesn't like mobile quarterbacks. For some reason, he doesn't like mobile quarterbacks. It's like you got to be able to read the defense. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mac Jones is a little bit mobile, just not as mobile as Justin Fields and Trey Lance. He's just not that mobile, but he runs a 4.68. That's not too bad for a quarterback to run. I can understand why Shanahan's playing it safe, but if that's true, it's going to be Mac Jones. But if it's nothing but smoke screams, then we'll find out. A lot of our fan base are hoping that it's a smokescreen. But in reality, I just think that is Shanahan's guy. And I just think that's the perfect guy that he wants. You get your Matt Ryan, you get your Kirk Cousins all in one, and you get to make him into a superstar. You get to build him around your franchise. He gets to win you some games. He gets to make the receivers better. I know that in Alabama, he had a better supporting cast and a great defense. But if you look at it this way, he does have a better offensive line and some better receivers and a great tight end. So I don't think it doesn't matter who we pick. Mac Jones, sure, game manager, not quite flashy, but he gets the job done. Justin Fields, huge upside, very mobile, very effective for a defense to slow down. They're going to have to figure out ways to contain him. That's a good way to have your opponent try to have some film on the guy. You know, you want to try to figure out a way to slow down a mobile quarterback. Justin Fields brings a lot to the table. So you could throw him in the wild card. What's up, awesome kid? You could throw in the wild card with Justin Fields. But Trey Lance, he can throw the ball too. Deep balls, he can scramble, he can extend plays. That's another guy to consider. I actually would like the idea of Trey Lance. Trey Lance he just seems like a Russell Wilson to me, a bigger version of Russell Wilson, or just a better upside of Josh Allen. I think Trey Lance is the real deal. Competition wise, he is good. Yeah. Yeah, I rather do get Trey Lance personally, but it's just I gotta be realistic, man. I just don't know if Shanahan is learning his mistakes, man. Yep, it's reality, man. Reality is we gotta live with it, man. We gotta live with the reality. I mean, I know a lot of my fan base are getting too delusional about it. They're just not okay with accepting it. Like, what's there to not accept if you realize it? I mean, hey, a guy's a traditional pocket passer. He's not quite. I mean, he's a little bit mobile like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, yeah, overhyped. But the guy did win a national championship. But I get that it's overrated. Winning the championship's overrated. I get that part. But isn't Mac Jones like very mobile, kind of like Aaron Rodgers mobile or Andrew Luck mobile? I mean, he's not going to be as mobile as Justin Fields and Trey Lance. I mean, I get that part. But isn't he as mobile as Aaron Rodgers? Can he be as mobile as Aaron Rodgers because he runs a 4.68? Rodgers and Mahomes are not even that fast. Like Mahomes runs a 4.80, man. That's what I said. I don't think Mahomes was overhyped at all. No, he was never overhyped. I think he proved himself throughout time that he's the real deal. That's what it was. Like overhype is one thing, but if he's never produced or proven himself, then yeah, that's considered overhype. But Mahomes has proven it. He's proven it, so you can't say he's overhyped. He's actually kind of lived up to the expectation, dude. The guy won a Super Bowl. The guy put up numbers. The guy was on the cover of Madden. He's been to every Pro Bowl except not even going to one, but he's been named the Pro Bowl. I don't know if you call overhyped, man. I mean, that's just being brutally honest about that part. But if you guys want to, yep, that's the one that was overhyped. That's the one. I mean, Trubisky was overhyped. I mean, what was he good about? I mean, didn't he just had one solid year and then he just kind of like went off draft boards? I mean, Trubisky, bro, I just didn't understand the guy's hype. I mean, he played at North Carolina. I mean, Tar Heels, I mean, they're not quite a big time program except basketball. They're just known for basketball, nothing else. And then you got Daniel Jones who comes from Duke. I mean, is it all a basketball college town? I mean, yeah, I mean, still, but I still think Daniel Jones is a little bit better than Mitch, and I think he's probably going to rebound, but I still think that a lot to do with Trubisky. He just wasn't a fit with the Bears. The Bears just didn't put him in position to succeed. I mean, they had all the talent for him. I mean, you got Allen Robinson. You had a solid running game, an okay tight end. I mean, you had some speedy receivers who can catch the ball. Maybe they were a little bit inconsistent, but that was still a solid offense. You could have put up better numbers. I mean, dude, I've seen some better quarterbacks put up better numbers with this kind of talent, man. But Trubisky just didn't show what he was. I mean, he didn't even show it. Like maybe his second year he was producing, but he didn't do squat the following year. This guy falling apart on the face of the earth. This guy was supposed to be the real deal, the next big thing, and just never panned out. I mean, Mahomes won that Super Bowl, but I don't think it's considered overhyped. The pressure, he had a lot of pressure to defend that championship, of course, but I don't think he was overhyped. Overhype is like somebody like Mitch Trubisky. Overhype is like somebody like Dak Prescott. Those are guys who are overhyped. Because when the game's on the line, there's pressure. That's overhype. And throughout time, Prescott has choked in big time games. You can even put the argument that Derek Carr's there too. He chokes, he's overhyped. You look at guys like, I mean, I don't want to sound harsh on a CEO, but I think in some way you can think that Lamar Jackson has a lot to prove. And yeah, he did win one playoff game. But that's considered a little bit overhyped if you don't think, right? I mean, the guy still has to prove it and go all the way. I mean, winning one playoff game does get that pressure off of you a little bit. But I still think he's a little overhyped in my opinion. I mean, how can you still scramble, be effective, and then when defense start to slow down your running game, it starts to become an issue whether Lamar Jackson can start evolving more as a passer. So that can be another guy to consider, but I don't think he's overhyped, like super overhyped. No, he's more like a. I mean, he won the MVP, but the guy just never won the big game. Dude, the guy's won one playoff game. And I'm not hating on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's got, yeah, but he's good in, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can talk about Tony Romo too. The guy put up great numbers, choke, overhyped. You look at a lot of other great quarterbacks. You can say a lot, but I'm not hating on the guy. I don't. What's up? No flex on. What's up, dude? I mean, Lamar is as good as he is in the regular season, but when it comes down to the playoffs, I question that problem. Yeah, you won one playoff game. You want a cookie, Lamar Jackson? You want a cookie for winning a playoff game? I mean, the expectation for Lamar Jackson is you win the MVP, but can you go all the way to the Super Bowl? And you're going to be a top paid. You're going to be the highest paid player at your position in the coming years. I mean, you're going to get top paid dollars. And if Baltimore is dumb enough to let Lamar Jackson go, then they're fucking stupid. And that's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. I mean, you put what Lamar Jackson needs. He needs a possession receiver. He needs a really good receiver. Forget the speedy receivers. He needs a possession receiver. You guys need to give Lamar Jackson a real receiver. Maybe that's my only question is maybe that is what he's overhyped because he doesn't have a really good receiver. I mean, minus Mark Andrews, the receivers are crappy. They're just crappy. Like, name one good receiver on the Baltimore Ravens who can catch the ball. It can't be Mark Andrews because that's a tight end. I'm talking about one good damn receiver. And don't say Sammy Watkins because they just signed him and he's still got to prove himself. So I guess you can say Sammy Watkins is in your argument. Like, he can be your best receiver. I mean, when was the last time that Sammy Watkins ever stayed healthy? When was the last time that guy ever stayed healthy for a full season? Not since his since his third or fourth year with Buffalo? I'll wait. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give him more time, but Lamar isn't yet. But he still gotta like produce more. But yeah, I do like I can agree with what you're saying, CEO. In a way, he does need better receivers. He needs a better like possession receiver. And we were talking about it the other day. And it does make a lot of sense on Lamar, man. If Lamar just had a real good receiver, then he wouldn't be overhyped. Yeah. I mean, awesome kid, man. Crack the pipe, bro. Crack the pipe, man. Pipe it down, bro. I mean, Lamar did win the MVP. Maybe he just needs better receivers. And then maybe it can end the critics right there. Anybody who says that Lamar's not an MVP must be on their mind, bro. They must lose their mind. I mean, if Lamar is as good as he is, dude, the guy's got a God-given ability just to run, bro. This guy's a lot faster than Michael Vick. And he's raw. He's still got plenty of years to develop. Bro, his pocket presence is what he needs to improve on. He needs a real receiver. And then he can elevate himself better. If he just had a receiver who can catch that ball and be very effective as a passer, then people will take the critics away from Lamar. But right now, it's just criticism. It's honesty. Then you look at the Steelers, man. Their defense is probably going to still be solid and good. But how good are they going to be with Big Ben and not much of an offensive lineman? I mean, I think they still got to address the offensive line. They still got to get a running back. They got to get a running back who can be effective for the Steelers. You need a running game to actually help Big Ben a little bit. And then the Cincinnati Bengals, they're a couple more years away from maybe making the playoffs. You know, they still need 2 more years or 3 because Bengals are they're a young up and coming team. They still got to build on with Joe Burrow. They got to invest the offensive line. If they just invest the offensive line, then they'd be solid. But at this point, they're just a couple years away from maybe making the playoffs down the road. The Cleveland Browns, you can say they are overhyped. You can say the Cleveland Browns are very overhyped. I mean, can they do it again? Can the Browns do it again? That's the question. Can the Cleveland Browns do it again? Can they win? Can they win the same amount of games? And can Baker Mayfield be more consistent? Can Baker Mayfield put up the same exact numbers like he did the previous year? Or else I just think this is a fluke year for the Browns. I think the Browns are the most overrated team. I mean, unfortunately, man, the Steelers, they beat them at a good time. Who would want to bench their starters and then be rusty in the playoffs? I mean, that was kind of understandable, but kind of stupid. You know? You'd think for a second that maybe they would learn a lesson, yeah. Well, he is very average when it comes to throwing the ball, but he makes a lot of mistakes. Awesome kid. Hey, awesome kid, your biggest fan made a video about you. I think he made a video about your boy Kyler Murray. I think you were there for a while, but then you left the party. Man. Yeah, man. It's all good, man. Maybe maybe tomorrow I can just do a random stream and just have everybody else go in. But as of right now, I'm probably just gonna chill and do whatever. But I'll probably just do one tomorrow so you guys can go in, and then I'll just have a chit chat about the direction. I already know what CEO's gonna say. He's already like saying that, oh yeah, we need a really good receiver. We need a really good receiver for Lamar Jackson. We do need a good receiver. That's what he would say. Because Baltimore, let's be honest, their defense is great. They just need a really good receiver. Oh, that shit's funny, man. That shit's funny. Yeah, Kyler Murray is a bootleg Lamar that's 5 inches short. Hey, maybe Kyler Murray is as tall as Awesome Kid, man. I mean, if you think about it, Kyler is short, but maybe he's shorter than Awesome Kid. Oh, man. Having a good laugh, man. Having a good laugh. All right, guys. I'm going to just do what I got to do. Got to do another checkup. And then maybe tomorrow I'll let you guys in. I'm just going to just give you guys my update and tell you what's going to happen. But catch me on Saturday at 3 p.m. West Coast time. 3 p.m. I know in CEO's time zone, it's probably like 7 p.m. in his time zone. You can catch me at the NFC West Roundtable. Go check out the AZ Sports Fan. Go check out his channel. That's where we're gonna do the live stream at. And you guys want to ask some questions, we'll answer. We're just here to create a vibe, an NFC West community. Yeah. I mean, the Bears just need a quarterback. I mean, they got Andy Dalton, Red Rifle, man. Red Rifle. And then Nick Foles. They got Napoleon Dynamite as the quarterback. I mean, God, the Bears. The Bears. The Bears are who we thought they were, right? They were supposed to be really good, but they're not. It's like they still got a long ways to build themselves to be competitors. I mean, I'm just be honest, man. I just feel like the Packers are just. I think the Packers are the most overrated team, man. when it comes down to Green Bay, man, they don't seem to deliver. They haven't won nothing since 2010. They haven't won squat. What was the last time they won anything big? 2010. I mean, that's just sad. I mean, you keep going to these conference championships and choke. It's like you didn't even win the damn thing. It's like you didn't even win the damn Super Bowl in 2010. It was more like it was a fluke. I mean, damn. I mean, I could understand if you gone further and all that, but for Aaron Rodgers, man, his career is getting wasted in Green Bay, man. I feel like they're just not using him the right way. I mean, they should have got him a receiver. Why were you getting somebody to back him up? Why were you going to get a running back? Why didn't you just draft a damn receiver? Why didn't you just figure out better plays? I mean, damn, that's just how frustrated Aaron Rodgers feels, man. I mean, you didn't even give him a number 2 and a slot receiver he can count on. You didn't even give him like much of a supporting cast like he did before. I mean, the defense was okay, but I mean, they had a lot of holes to fill in, and the Packers just went with backups. Like, I mean, you draft a guy to back up Rodgers. You draft a running back to back up Aaron Jones. I mean, you didn't even go for a receiver. That's sad. I mean, I think Green Bay is just exactly what they are. In a couple of years, they're just going to rebuild and build around Jordan Love. I mean, I just don't see them getting any better. At some point, they're going to eventually not even make it to the conference, and they're going to just have to figure out the future with Aaron Rodgers. So that's part of what's going to happen. Green Bay's probably just going to have a couple decent runs, and then they're going to choke again, and they're just going to go on the bottom barrel and suck. I mean, it takes time for their team to build up, but I don't think it's going to like matter because Jordan Love is still a developmental project. It's going to take him some time to get this team together. So just like Aaron Rodgers, it took them a while, and then they started winning. It's going to probably take maybe a couple more years after Rodgers to be a competitive team. So that's my 2 cents. I mean, that's all I got to say. All right, guys. Catch you later.